Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for April 8th through the 10th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology, very different from mainstream astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link because the signs are different. All right, so we just had a new moon yesterday in Pisces, so it is a time of new beginnings this weekend. Good time for setting intentions, trying new things, and really seeing again with Pisces where we can have more faith, trust, and acceptance in our life. This is a very spiritual time. It's good for spiritual development. It's good to go within and reflect in terms of where we can continue to grow and have that greater connection to the present moment. So this weekend, we do have one major aspect going exact, the sun conjoining up to Uranus, which is going to be the emphasis of the whole weekend. But starting here on Friday, we do have this bit of a shift. Let me go and pull up the planetarium. A bit of a shift with the fiery side of things. The moon's going to go right into Aries, okay? And this is where Mercury's already been. So there's already been this fiery type of communication, fiery type of thinking. And now with the moon here, the moon's our emotional body, so things can be very subjective with this combination, right? An integration with the mind and the emotions, and vice versa. So there's a lot of this awareness, first of all, we can have with the emotional body of reflecting, and vice versa, communicating our feelings, expressing our feelings, which can be great. But with all this fiery energy, there can be a lot of this independent kind of energy with this, right? Really asserting that independence, fiery feelings. So it's important to bring that extra attention to the sensitivity in life, to our nurturing and caring qualities, to our mind, with all of that energy there, to our feelings, with all that energy there. And then this is an excellent way of balancing this, at least integrating this type of energy. Right, and again, it could be good for expressing how we feel and understanding more about how we feel today. So as we shift into Saturday, the dominant energy is going to be that conjunction with Uranus and the sun, which is very fiery in and of itself because Uranus gets drowned out by the sun's passions. So the Uranus is our unique self. It's our true self, who we truly are. And in Pisces, it's been showing us that, of course, this is the source of who we are. Well, the source is what we all share, but there's we're a unique spark of that. And so today's an excellent day for expressing that unique spark, right? Being that true self, expressing our individuality. But of course, again, because of the nature of this type of conjunction where it's at in Pisces, to bring extra attention to it, right? And remembering that, of course, we are connected to the same source, to the same essence, and we are an expression of that. And to do that, of course, in healthy ways. And that healthy way could be probably just by expressing that true compassion, that true understanding, that true acceptance, which is what Pisces is all about. It's what Uranus has been showing us. Because there's a tremendous amount of freedom by accessing that acceptance. And this is both personally and interpersonally, within self and the external environment. So there could also be a bit of breaking free because the sun is still squaring up to Pluto with that whole Uranus-Pluto square stuff. So it could be a bit of that breaking free energy. It's not really emphasized this weekend, but I do want to, stress the importance of if you're feeling like change, it could be an excellent weekend for change, particularly if there's new insights. Because oftentimes with Uranus, there's new intuitive insights. But taking it again in a nice balanced and slow process with patience and an awareness of self and awareness of the bigger picture. And again, in Pisces, that acceptance. So that's going to be the strongest energy all weekend, pretty much in terms of the aspects, but high point on Saturday. On Saturday, we do have the moon shifting into Taurus, so there is a shift into a bit more of the material enjoyments of life, the second half of the day. Probably still quite fiery in the first half. But the second half could be good for enjoying those simple pleasures of life, with moderation, the comforts of life, connecting to nature, beauty. Again, being grateful for what we have is what Taurus really shows us. And the moon is actually forming a grand trine in the sky, trining up to Jupiter and Pluto in the early part. So there could be a bit of optimism, right? And seeing what's possible in life, which has been the case, particularly with our self-expression and our enjoyments. But that can be quite powerful. In fact, our feelings can be quite powerful here today. With that trine up to Pluto, good day for change. Good day for intimacy, deep connections. Are willing to, again, change old habit patterns, which has been that sun squaring up to Pluto. Then as we go into Sunday with the moon still in Taurus, all day the moon will be in Taurus. So here again, emphasizing the connection to the natural world and our senses, enjoying things in that balanced and moderate way. And the moon does form a T-square in the evening time with an opposition up to Mars to bring extra attention to the self. And Mars in Scorpio has been the fact that this has been a very transformative time. There's a lot of transformations occurring at this time, particularly with who we are, how we assert ourselves, our independent energy. So the key with all oppositions is that the opposite sign helps ground it, helps balance it. And this is perhaps a reminder that with all this transformation, we have to stay connected to our natural roots, to nature, to our senses in that balanced way. And I think that's a big message of the moon here, particularly on Sunday, in terms of integrating again these possibilities with Jupiter and again connecting to that presence, which is that square up to Neptune. A reminder that it is about having that acceptance in life. And again, in Pisces, seeing where we can't have peace by letting go, having that faith and trust. So that's the weekend in a nutshell. The strongest emphasis, again, on that Uranus sun, true individuality coming through, that we are different yet all connected by the same essence. And it's connecting that essence of acceptance, of compassion, of understanding. On Friday, perhaps a bit fiery with that moon in Aries, maybe quite subjective again with that conjunction up to Mercury, but could be good for conveying how we feel. Then as we go into Sunday, a bit of that earthly energy, the senses, nature, and again, being grateful for what we have in life. All right, so I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on Monday.